Hey everyone, CV Tech here, back with another review. Today I'm doing my review of the LG Sunrise. Now this phone is on TracFone Wireless, and I'm going to give you the specs of the phone, tell you what I think about it, go over a few little things, and just kind of go from there. So let's go ahead and get started. This phone runs Android 4.4.2. It does have a 3.8-inch display at 320 by 480 resolution with only 151 pixels per inch. This phone does have a 3 megapixel camera on the rear, no flash, and records in WVGA 800 by 480 resolution. No front facing camera on this phone. Now, this phone runs a sorry about that. This phone runs a 1.2 gigahertz dual core Snapdragon 210 processor with 512 megabytes of RAM, with 4 gigs of built-in storage and around 2.1 gigs available to user, and it will support up to a 32 gigabyte micro SD card. It does have Bluetooth 4.0, and it does have a 1540 milliamp hour battery with around 720 minutes of talk time with around 237 hours of standby time. Now this is a very cheap phone. This phone here, I bought at Walmart for $9.99, and it's TracFone. And really, TracFone has not really varied a lot since they first started their service as far as plans and stuff go. So we'll go ahead and take you around the phone here. It's very small, very compact in the hand. It's very cheap feeling, very plasticky, but you know what do you expect for a phone that costs, well, $10. So here, like I said, is your 3.8-inch screen. Up top here is your proximity sensor, your ear speaker here, your back home and recent spot is on the body of the phone. On the bottom, micro USB charging port and your microphone. On the left side is your volume rocker. On top is your headset jack. And on the right side is your power button, and that's it. On the back is your camera, your flash, your TracFone logo, and your LG logo here. We'll pull the back of the phone off, and you'll see that the battery is replaceable, and there is no SIM card in this phone. This phone is only a 3G device, and here is your micro SD card slot. This phone also has double tap to wake and double tap off. So we'll go ahead and power the phone on. At the first glance, it looks pretty snappy. It does. When you're looking at the phone through the camera here, the camera this time actually makes the screen look better than what the screen actually looks. The screen is pretty washed out, and it just does not look that great. I got to be honest with you. That's what mainly, that is what my videos about, is being honest as I can with reviews. And this phone does seem to run, fairly smooth. Only 512 megabytes of RAM is really low, especially even, in today's standards for these low, cheap phones and everything. But it does seem to run pretty quick. The rear speaker, one of the things with this phone that really surprised me was the rear speaker. It's very loud, and you can hear it really good, even though it's on the back of the phone. So right now, as always, we're going to go ahead and run Clean Master and clean the phone out. The screen viewing angles from where I'm sitting, it looks pretty good through the camera. From where I'm sitting, it's very washed. I mean, it looks very whited out and just does not look good from where I'm sitting. So one of the biggest issues with this phone for the price is the screen quality is very poor. Which, now, like I say, what do you expect out of a phone that costs 10, $20, depending on where you buy this phone from? This phone is not something that you want to use as a daily driver because it's small, it's cheap, and it just really don't have any features really that you can really use. Unless you are just wanting a secondary phone, or just or starting out with Android, or just wanting a phone just cheap like this here and easy to carry around in your pocket. I mean, everybody has different tastes, and that's what makes everybody different. So it's awesome. It's just whatever anybody likes. We'll go in here and we'll clear out everything with the phone. And now we will run Geekbench 3. As you see, 1.2 gigahertz. This is the LG. This is the LG LGL15G. That's the model of the phone. You see 420 megabytes right there of onboard of RAM. So let's go ahead and run this benchmark. Now it will take a few minutes. I really not used the phone. I have made a few test calls on the phone to customer service, and like most LGs, it does sound good. That's the thing with these cheaper phones. One thing about these cheaper phones is the fact that they do hold up. They don't have the, excellent screen. They don't have the big screen. They don't have the big batteries. They don't have all that stuff that you see in higher end phones. So therefore, when you get a phone like this, it's pretty cheap. You do get good call quality. You do get a good phone that's made well, and you get a phone where the battery does last a while because the resolution for the screen is very low, so the battery does last longer than you would expect for such a small battery. The camera is very low quality, so don't expect nothing or any good shots from it whatsoever. And as well as the video camera, it's really bad. Not tested it in a bright outside environment, but as far as in the house, it's really bad since there's no flash, no autofocus, nothing like that. But you get good reception. The phone seems to hold up, even though it does feel really plasticky and very cheap. It does seem to feel like it will hold up. So that's just some things to consider when if you're looking for a phone for a child, for a starter Android. This may be something that you want to try out. Something that's only $10 that you can start off with, and buy minutes as you need minutes. It does work. It does have Wi-Fi. You can download apps, download games, and it's just it's a phone for a beginner, or for somebody who wants a secondary phone. Pretty much is what it is. So wait for her to finish up and look at the test scores. So 324 is a single core score, and 598 is multi-core score. As you know, was right near the same as the ZTE Paragon, which is on Net 10. About the same, to be honest with you. I think that this may have had, I can't even remember the scores now, but it's very close to the same. So basically what you can expect from a phone like this. We will now go back home. As you see, it took a few minutes there for the app to pop back up. That's just due to RAM being so low. We'll play Temple Run 2, get it started up as well, and see how good it plays and everything. Like I say, the camera actually makes the screen look a little bit better than it actually is. When you're looking at it through my eyes, it's just really washed. That's the biggest problem with this phone, is the screen is just so washed out. But hey, that might, that does, help out with battery life. So it's really what you prefer, and all that good stuff. So here we go. Loading up. Like I say, the rear speaker is pretty loud, and I do like that about any phone. So it does seem to start off pretty smooth, as you've seen there. No hiccups, no problems. As you can see in the, there we go. A little bit of lag there. As you can see, the pixels in the screen through the camera lens, you can't really notice. You really don't notice them when you're looking at the phone through your own eyes, but through the camera screen, you can tell the big difference. I'm not gonna sit here and dog the display, because it does what it's supposed to do. I mean, you know, it's low quality, and you can see it, and so therefore I don't want anybody sitting there saying that you're dogging that I'm dogging the phone, because I'm not dogging the phone. I'm just saying that, you know, I'm just giving you heads up that the display is pretty washed out and this does not look that great. So as you see, you know, Temple Run does run pretty smooth for the most part. Go home, all the apps are there. Does seem to run pretty smooth without any major hiccups. So we'll play one more game. Of course, we're going to play Dead Trigger. I could have downloaded Asphalt 8 if I hadn't downloaded anything else. But I want to download a few other apps as well. So we can go ahead and turn the volume down a little bit here, because it's a loud phone. So the viewing angles, like you see, they do tend to wash out some, but you know, like I said, nothing too major. Go ahead and play. On 3.8-inch screen, it's kind of hard to play, but it's still doable. Having a little bit of... There we go. So for basic, I hope that you can see. I hope you could have seen that. I really do, because I think I had it over a little too far. But we'll go to the next screen here a little bit and try to play a little bit more. I think that I had it a little too far to the right. I was trying to look at it through my eyes instead of through the camera. So I do apologize for that. So now we'll see how it does again whenever I'm not looking away from the camera. So I do apologize for that. So here I can't move forward, nothing like that. I can just shoot around. But panning, it's pretty smooth. With a small phone like this, kind of hard to find exactly where the buttons are, unless you're looking for them. But you know, still pretty fun. No, you don't. Oh no, you don't. So there you go. You know, you can see how the gameplay is. You know, it's pretty solid. You know, it does take a few minutes to go home, and there's no app. So, you know, with the RAM being slow, you're gonna have that little bit of lag. When you go in here to the settings, you got your normal LG settings you see on every phone. So nothing really special to look at here. 4 gigabytes, 1.06 available. I downloaded 1.05 gigs of apps, so I got a remainder of 1.06. So yeah. I do think, like I said, I think this phone does run Android 4.4.2. So yeah, probably all it's going to get. Last thing I want to look at is also I'm going to the messages here, and the way the messages is set up, I also have Google Keyboard on here as well, but it's a little bit different. And you do have emojis down here at the bottom, but I'm not really sure how you get to them. They're just your standard emojis, and yeah, well, there they are. So yeah, there's your emojis there. And this is Google Keyboard, so you got all your emojis that you would want. You know, they're all the same. They do look a little bit different on different devices. So yeah, you know, emojis there. So if you're into that, then there they are. We'll go into the dialer here, and you'll see pretty small dialer. You know, if you got small hands, it'll be easy to use. You might have a little problem here and there. If not, go into the camera. The last thing I check out tonight. You see the camera is just, it's hard to even see it because it's just so, the frame rate is awful. And you have your shutter button here, your camcorder button up top. You have your grid, you have your self timer, you have your spoken voice of cheese and all that stuff, and 3 megapixel wide, 2 megapixel, and goes down from there, and WVGA 800 by 480. So camera is pretty worthless on this phone. Now, if you want my opinion, I do get opinions about what's a better phone, the LG Sunrise or the LG Optimus Volt, the LG Optimus Fuel. Hands down, if you're going to go with either 1-2 phones, I would highly recommend the LG Optimus Fuel. It's a lot better phone, a lot better screen quality. The phone runs smoother. Yeah, it's only a 3.5-inch display compared to a 3.8, but it's just a better phone all the way around. And if I had to give my opinion on what's a better phone, this phone here, being the LG Sunrise or the LG Optimus Fuel, I would opt for the Optimus Fuel. It's just a better phone in general, better screen quality. It just runs better, in my opinion. So, you know, this is all I want to say for my review of the LG Sunrise. If you got any questions or comments about this phone, leave them in the comment section below. If it's helped you out a little bit, give me that thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe to my channel. Take a second, hit that button. I sure would appreciate it. Y'all have a good one, and stay tuned for the next video.